and we are going to talk about why coaching businesses feel unpredictable. Okay. So this is important because the business that feels unpredictable is also going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing good. I'm not doing good. I'm doing good. I'm not doing good. Right. And I want to share with you that if it feels unpredictable, chances are you're missing one of the four stages that I'm going to share with you today. Most coaching businesses begin to feel unpredictable when they are built on bursts of effort, not systems, right? And when I think about bursts of effort, I think about, well, I'm going to post when I feel inspired. Oh, I feel like posting today. So I'm going to do that. Or no, I don't feel like I'm going to post today. Or you sell when you feel pressured. Like I got a bill to pay, I better go get a client. Or I don't have any clients. My clients just finished enrolling. So now I got to go get new ones, right? Being in constant client acquisition. Or another reason why your business might be feeling unpredictable is because you're creating offers, maybe even multiple offers without a clear pathway. There's no continuity, right? It's like, I don't know, I just need a client, so let me just create this offer. And then finally, there's no structure. You're just kind of relying on hope, right? The post and pray. Like, I'm showing up, I'm just going to keep posting and hope, cross my fingers, that somebody actually connects and likes me and is going to reach out to me and ask to work with me, right? That is not a good sales system. None of these ways are actually systems. They are actually reaction based businesses. And I want you guys to actually have some clear understanding of what do you want to have in your system. And we want to talk about some specific systems as well as the four stages that your client is going to go through so that they can be a consistent client. Okay. So a real business is based not on moments, but on a rhythm. And when we think about a rhythm, we want to think about marketing and sales. Those are two separate things. And then our mindset, right? We need to be all dialed in up here so that we feel grounded, we feel confident, we feel focused, we know what steps we're going to take. We have a rhythm, we have a structure to how we're showing up. What is it that we're going to do? Where is it going to go, right? If we're going to go live, we want to understand exactly where is that next step that, we're going, or where do we want to lead our ideal client? So there's four stages of consistent client enrollment. And even if you're missing one of these, you're going to have some feast or famine months. So as I'm sharing this with you, I want you to think about which piece of this feels like it might be missing. You might miss one, you might miss all of them, you might be missing a couple. Even those of you that are already scaling your business, if your business is feeling unpredictable, chances are you're still missing a component of this because these are the four things that actually create consistent client enrollments in our business. So we want to make sure that we've got all four of these dialed in. And I was talking when you guys couldn't hear me about client attraction, right? So there are different people in our ecosystem at any given time. We've got people who are the sidewalkers who might be in your world. They might like what it is that you're doing. They might comment, but they're not actually willing to do anything about the problem, or they're not problem aware, or they don't really feel like they have a problem that needs to be solved, right? Not your ideal client. Your job is not to try to convince this person that they have a problem. Okay. The right people that we want to get in front of are the 67% that are actively looking for a solution to a very specific problem. Okay. They are also ready and willing to do something about it. Now, they might not be ready this month. They might be ready next month or 6 months from now, but they have to be willing to do something about their problem, and they have to be capable of doing something about their problem. If they're not ready and willing and capable, they're not your ideal client because they can never become a buyer because they don't see that they actually have a problem that they're willing to fix, right? So we want the 67% of the people that are in our world that are actually actively looking for a solution. They just haven't found you yet. Okay. Those are the people, those are the right people that we want to bring in our ecosystem. So we don't want just more people. I'm not interested in how many followers you have on your Instagram or even how many subscribers you have. If they're not the right people, that is actually not going to benefit you. So you can absolutely build a boutique business, which is 100K to about 500K a year with a small audience of the right people. And we want to make sure that we are attracting those right people. So here's some examples of how you can get in front of the right people. Hi, Marissa. You can speak in rooms. So think about in-person rooms or virtual rooms. This is a virtual room. So you could do a Substack Live. You could do a Facebook Live inside your group. There are lots of different ways that you can actually host the room to bring the people that are interested in solving their problem and hearing more about how you can help them solve the problem. You can also collaborate with others who are serving that ideal client just in a different way. So, for example, if you're a health coach, you could collaborate with a life coach. Or if you are a business coach, you could collaborate with a mindset coach or a copywriter, right? We want to have collaborations and strategic partnerships where people are going to help you get in front of your ideal client. Of course, you can be here on Substack, right? And this is where we are posting content that builds your thought leadership. So, your notes, your articles, absolutely. We want to make sure that our notes and our articles are talking about something relevant, something that's consistent with what it is that our ideal clients are struggling with, so that they can begin to know you, like you, and trust you before they're ready to actually take that next step, which is to work with you, right? So we want to make sure that we're visible where your ideal clients are. Your ideal client, again, is at 67%. That 3% that's left over, they're already in your ecosystem right there, right now. They already know you. They already like you. They already trust you. They've probably already heard you. Maybe they've come to multiple of your lives or multiple of your events, and they're ready to go now, right? So they are already in your warm market and they are ready to say, hey, I want your support. I'm ready to get your support now. So it is important that we attract new people daily and consistently so that your ecosystem doesn't dry up, right? Think about if you're not bringing new people into your ecosystem on a daily basis and you're not doing it consistently and you're not giving the value that actually speaks to that specific pain point, then it's going to dry up and you're not going to have anybody to take into that next step, which is that second phase that they're going to go into, which is nurturing. And this is really where trust begins to be built. Client attraction is posting, right? Client attraction is showing up. Client attraction is helping people self identify so they can raise their hand and come into your ecosystem. Once they're in your ecosystem, once they are on your email list, once they're in your Facebook group, once they're a subscriber in your Substack, now the next step is actually to build connection and trust. And this is where most people actually either skip it or they rush through it, right? So examples could be emails, once they're on your email list, emails that actually connect, lives like I'm doing right now with you. That is actually giving value and connecting and nurturing people so that they can actually see me, hear me, understand what it is that I'm doing, see if they even resonate with my energy, right? It could be workshop or value based events. But nurturing, I want you to think about nurturing in a one to many capacity. Okay. So nurture happens when you are connecting, you are nurturing them, you are giving them value, you are helping them see that there is a way out of their problem. Okay. The next phase that they go from, and again, this starts to create trust, right? So remember, people are not buying just because you're posting, right? That's actually not, that's a marketing, that's a client attraction activity. That's not a sales necessarily activity. Okay. So showing up and being visible is great, but then we have to nurture. We've got to teach them, people that are already in our ecosystem, connect with them, give them more value, help them to see the missing pieces and actually give them a solution. Okay. Then we want to connect with them privately, one to one. Okay. And this is really where people just kind of drop the ball on this big time. This is the missing piece for many, many, many coaches is they are not actually talking to people. They're not asking questions. They're not understanding what their people actually need. They're not actually connecting. They're posting and they're expecting somebody to directly reach out without being nurtured and without actually having a conversation. So what ends up happening is that you're trying to actually take a cold lead into a buyer, and that just doesn't happen, right? Cold leads are not people who like you, trust you, that feel connected to you yet. And it's really, really important that before anybody can say yes to work with you, that they actually go up, we call it the ladder of beliefs. And that is actually what your nurture and your connection part is actually doing. It's helping your ideal client, that's 67%, that's in your ecosystem, go up what I like to call the ladder of beliefs. So, phase one, the bottom rung of the ladder, is they have to believe that the problem that they want solved is actually solvable somewhere in the world, right? So, if they want to lose 10 pounds, they have to believe that it's possible somewhere in the world. They might not believe yet that it's possible for them, but in order for them to move up the ladder of the belief, they have to actually believe it's possible, right? For somebody, somewhere. The next ladder is they have to believe it's possible for them. So they're like, okay, yeah, I see, I hear. I think that it actually is possible for me to get off this, weight plateau and actually, kickstart my metabolism or do more weight, resistance or whatever it is that they want in order to get their transformation. Yep, I see that it's possible for me. The next ladder that our nurture and our connection is doing, it's helping them see that the solution to their problem is possible in the world for them and right now, right? Not when all the stars align, not when the kids grow up and go to college, but they believe that the transformation is possible for them right now. Okay. The fourth rung that they have to go up before they're a buyer is they have to believe it's possible for them now and they want your support. So here that they don't know if they want your support if you are not nurturing them and if you're not talking to them and actually connecting with them like a real human, right? They have absolutely no idea. They're not just going to read one email and decide to buy. They're not just going to be opting into, a free lead magnet and go right into being a client. There has to be that next step, which is nurturing and then connecting as a real human and talking to people and saying, hey, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. What resonated with you? Hey, I'm so glad you downloaded that free guide. What part resonated for you? Did you take any action of it? Like actually talking to people and asking questions so that you can understand what they actually need. So remember, your business grows in conversations, not in content alone. Content helps you be visible, right? But then people need to trust you. They need to go up that ladder of beliefs and you need to bring them into a conversation. So connecting with people, whether it's in the DM, whether it's giving them a voice message, checking in on them. How are they doing? Now, hear me. We have not yet invited anybody to work with us yet. Okay, we are just laying the foundational groundwork of connecting and building relationships with people. Okay. The fourth and the final phase that they're going to go through, now we get to the invite stage, right? So when we are attracting, we're nurturing, we're connecting. Connecting is more personal, more one to one. Then we get to invite them. Now we've actually earned the right to invite somebody to explore working with us. This is where you actually offer support. It's not pushy, it's not salesy, it's clear, it's confident, it's direct, and you have to be making those invitations. Now, here's what I like to think about as an invitation. This isn't, hey, do you want to buy my thing? This is, hey, are you interested in exploring having support to solve your problem? They've already been in your ecosystem. You've already seen them. You've already nurtured them. You've already connected with them. They know you. You know their name. And so the natural next step is to give them an option. Are they interested in exploring having support with you? Okay. If you are not making these invitations, then you're probably lacking sales because people will not buy unless they're invited. And it's really, really important that we're consistently making those invitations. So just think about which one of these four things do you feel that you're kind of missing? Are you attracting the wrong client, or maybe you are trying to convince people that they have a problem, but they're not, really the 67% that are looking for a solution? Or maybe you're not actually in front of your ideal client. Maybe you're not showing up, right? Or maybe you are showing up and you're posting consistently, but you're missing that nurture piece that, hey, I'm so glad that you're here. And you are sharing value and showing them that there's a way out of their problem so that they begin to go up the ladder of the beliefs. If you're missing that, then we want to make sure that we get that dialed in. Or maybe you're missing the connect piece, which a lot of people miss because they just don't see that that's valuable. They will post a lot, but they don't actually reach out and create those connections. And I see this all the time with my clients. And you know what? Whenever I am taking a look at my own business, I will say, gosh, we're having a slow month. Like, how many conversations have I actually had with people? How many conversations have I actually reached out and said, hi, how are you? Whether it's a collaboration or whether it's with somebody who's already in my world that has been nurtured. And then finally the invitations, right? So it's so easy to just kind of blame it on the algorithm or blame it on the content or blame it on, the ecosystem or the economy or whatever it is. But the truth is, you're probably missing one or more of these four things. So just to recap real quickly, it is attract, nurture so that they're going up the ladder of beliefs, connection so that they can actually see, hear you, you're a real human being, you care about them. And then finally is the invitation, a clear, confident, direct invitation. Are you interested in exploring having support? Okay. So the last piece that I want to share with you today is actually how to move from the random marketing, which is posting, to actually building a revenue rhythm. So how are you actually going to shift this? So I want you to think about, instead of, I don't know, what should I post today or how do I get a client today? I want you to think about, which stage are you activating? Which stage are you activating? And we really should be activating each stage every single day. Every day we should be asking, like, how can I bring somebody new into my ecosystem today? What is a way that I could get in front of my ideal client today? Then we should also be taking a look at, who could I serve today? Who could I nurture today? Who is in my ecosystem? Who downloaded a freebie? Who made a comment? Who just subscribed? Who is somebody that I could nurture today? Or how could I nurture them today? Right. So I'm nurturing today by sharing this Substack Live. Okay. And then we want to, connect with them. So, a simple reach out to just say, hey, Emily, I'm so glad that you were there for the Substack Live. Is there anything that resonated with you? Do you have any questions that I could answer for you to create more clarity? Right. That's connecting. And then the invitation, right? So we should be doing one action from each one of those categories every single day. So you can wake up and ask yourself, okay, what am I going to do today to attract? How can I activate the nurture? How could I activate the connect? How can I activate the invite? Right. And so this is going to move you from guessing to actually leading your business. You stop being the one who's, oh my God, I have to get a client today, to somebody who's actually running a client generating business that's focusing on the needle movers. And these I like to call, the needle movers, the revenue generators, the actions that actually count in your business. This is the activities that are going to create 80% of your business revenue. So ask yourself, am I missing one of these four stages? Which one do you feel like you're missing the most? Are you missing the attract? Are you missing the nurture? Are you missing the connect? Are you missing the invite? And if so, you can just ask yourself, okay, what is one action that I could take tomorrow to fill in that gap? Okay. Now, if this is making sense and you're like, this is great, I'm actually excited about getting this dialed in, but you're unsure about how to put this together in a 90-day rhythm, I want to invite you to a special session. We're doing a VIP intensive on this Friday, on the 20th, and it is putting together your 90-day profit plan. We are going to be taking a look at marketing. We're going to be taking a look at sales. We're going to make sure that you've got a marketing system for the 90 days. We're going to make sure that you've got a sales system for the 90 days. We're going to make sure that you've got an abundant and growth mindset so that you feel confident, you feel clear, and we're going to really help you create your own client attraction and enrollment rhythm so you know what actions to take on repeat, and you'll walk away with a 90-day plan mapped out, clear, and ready to execute. So if this sounds like something that you want, just go ahead and pop in plan in the chat for me. I will share the details with you. It's only $197, and you're going to walk away with this 90-day plan that you can also put on repeat, right? So once we create this, we're going to be creating your Q2 profit plan. We're coming up at the end of March. We're coming up at the end of Q1, so we can take a look at, all right, which one of these four areas am I missing? What are the actions and the strategy and the mindset that I need to have in place for the next 90 days for April, May, and June so that you can actually get into a beautiful revenue rhythm so that you are not trying to, just grab at these tactics. Great, Carolyn, I'll absolutely share the info with you. Just, randomly throwing tactics, right? Spaghetti at the wall, trying to figure out, I don't know what's going to work today. This will work, right? These are foundations. These are timeless principles that work over time, over and over and over again. So, this is how you build a business that actually supports your life. This is how you build a business that feels certain, feels confident, allows you to know what I'm going to do when I wake up. So I'm not like, I don't know what's going to happen today. Okay. So thank you for joining me today. Carolyn, absolutely. I will reach out and share the details with you. Again, it is a 90-day profit planning session that we're going to be doing on Friday, the 20th, March 20th. It's going to be from 12 to 2. Sometimes we go a little over, but you will absolutely walk away with your 90-day marketing plan and sales plan, making sure that you've got all 4 of these stages that your ideal clients are going to go through so that they can become a paying client with you. So thank you for bearing with me today. I know that the sound was off, so that's kind of a bummer, but I'm so glad that I was able to go back. Thank you so much, Afton, for letting me know that you couldn't hear me. And again, if you're watching this on a replay, just go ahead and pop in plan in the chat. I'll send you the details. And I hope this was helpful. I would love to know. Let me know what resonated for you. Let me know what's standing out for you. I would love to know which one of the 4 stages you feel that you have an opportunity to grow. Is it the attraction stage? Is it the nurture? Is it the connect? Or is it the invite stage? I would love to know. All right, my friends, I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you guys next week. Bye.